We know better. Merry Christmas to all those celebrate, because this is our episode before Christmas.
Yep, it is our last episode before Christmas.
We're not very festive. It's not the last one of the year, though. But,
we aren't very festive, but I don't know if we'll have time, but the plan was to take holiday pictures after this. So we could have easily been in an outfit, but we didn't put one on. Right,
and...
So sorry.
We were going to take pictures, but don't hold us to that, because we did have, 20 minutes... No,
an hour.
An hour of chatting before we got... to
with
even doing the pod. So that's how you know we're really meant to be podcasters, and this thing was meant to be happening, because we'd just be sitting around talking anyways.
Also, Morgan came over because our plan today, we have really big, huge plans. We were we're gonna film the pod, we're gonna do a little microwave / frozen dinner, whatever, and then us and Isabel, who is also our photographer, also our friend, but now I'm gonna just cast her as the photographer.
And manager, because she made us stop talking and get on
actually, let's just start this with an announcement. We're newly bringing on board a new member to the podcast. She's gonna be behind the scenes. She is our photographer as well as manager, not videographer. There's in fact nobody behind this camera. Maybe we'll get there one day, but because obviously we've grown so big after the Ashlyn episode, we can now finance another person.
And wake that up, because Ashlyn pulled in the views. So does that mean y'all want to see more collabs? I don't know.
I think it's because it's interesting, because exactly what Ashlyn was worried about, people, but that's what happened to us. In the same way that when we posted our first two episodes, they went crazy because our enemies want to know what we're talking about,
and now they
want to hate on us. And now no one cares because we just keep doing it. But then we brought on Ashlyn, and the same phenomenon happened, which I'm sure will happen every single time we bring someone on and they decide to promote it with their own platform.
Yeah,
not that not saying that Ashlyn doesn't have a platform, but you know what I'm saying. The people who dislike her or who stalk her socials, now they're oh, what is this?
And me, when I bring my mom on and we just get a bunch of views from my mom's coworkers, family, friends.
You should ask your mom to be on.
She said she talked to me about it this Thanksgiving, or can you do a Zoom episode? I was like, you should just come in person.
Yeah. Well, they come visit on certain weekends, but yeah. If Morgan's mom, if you really did want to do a Zoom episode, I would say yes to it. I know Morgan probably wouldn't, but that's okay.
It's not our vibe as much, but if it has, I just if that's the only thing possible, I'm okay with doing it, but hey,
we plan to do this for a while, so we can feel it out. But we do have people coming in the future. My sister's going to be here in February, and we're going to film an episode then. There's no one else Brooke wants to do an episode as well when she's here for my birthday weekend, but I think that'll depend on who's coming when, because I've invited a good amount of people to come up from traveling for my birthday, per se. Anyway, all that to say, big plans with the TV dinner, and then we're gonna go see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with Isabel tonight.
It's a big movie watching month, I should say, kind of for me specifically, because we all know she'd be on the movies.
I'd be having did you know if you have AMC A-lister, if you go at least twice a month, then it basically pays for itself?
Well, yes.
I love that meme because that is me.
Wicked, Wicked for Good, obviously, FNAF 2, and then Housemaid. I guess we don't know when we're going to see that, but Housemaid is coming out soon, and
it comes out, I think, the day we leave.
Yeah, it does.
We would have
you might have to do it come back, but
maybe you and Isabel could maybe see it before I come back, because it'll probably be more likely to be in theater. I'm going to be
in Wisconsin for a while.
Oh, right.
That's why I was asking our friend when she was celebrating her birthday, because I was like, I need to know when I need to be back so I can do that. But anyways.
Are you going to be there through New Year's in Wisconsin? Got you. I'll be here. Maybe I'll text Isabel, see what she's doing.
Maybe not. I guess we'll see, but I was planning on it since
I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be alone. And you're not my only friend in the state of Minnesota, but my brain was immediately like...
It does feel like that. When you're gone, I'm like, oh.
My brain was like, what the fuck are we going to do?
But I'm like, oh wait, I have a lot of other friends.
Who also live here with families here.
Yeah.
You're actually the only friend who does not have their family here.
Ashlyn doesn't. I guess she has her sister, but her mom doesn't technically. True. But most of our other friends do. So
I'm SOL.
Yeah, you're like everyone. I think that's a normal thing, carryover from college in a way, and college plus moving away from your own family is you feel far removed from your own family, and in college you're used to going home and everyone going home, but now you live in a place where a lot of people live still where they grew up, and so you're like, oh, y'all still around?
Yeah.
I thought, aren't you going home? Oh, this is
I guess
home.
I'll have to inquire with the manager what me and said manager's New Year's Eve plans are this year. She's going to be like, I need to go to bed at 11. I'm going to be like, okay, well, I need us to stay up to at least midnight. I wonder if she can hear us talking from outside.
She's getting a sneak preview, but like through muffled door.
Yes.
Like version.
But all of that to say that this day started at noon because we finished our work from home day together here. And so not only did we just kiki for an hour with the manager and put off starting to film, and that we're like, oh yeah, we should just have a podcast. We do just be gabbing. While we were talking pretty much all afternoon on and off while we were both doing work. In my head, I was like, and this is exactly stuff we would talk about on the pod, which is hilarious because we're just doing it for lulz.
Yes.
So like,
that's where this came about, is because we have these conversations anyways. And so if it provides anyone some like laughs or relation or like
also just like
anything like that, then it's like, that's awesome.
It also
that's
just
cool.
makes it it's nice when me and you hang out alone because we didn't do it for, I mean, we were just busy in general, but I also think with the pod it became more business than friendship for a while. And it's nice though when we still hang out and then we just talk like we're on the podcast, and it's stuff in my head I'm like, this would be perfect for the pod, because I'm like, at least we don't lose that and now funnel it through.
True, because I know
like,
a lot of people who have podcasts with like another person that they're friends with say that they have to like actively wait to talk about
pod.
Certain things, to talk on the pod, and they don't want to talk in between because they want to save stuff for the pod, which I think maybe is helpful why we have like the bi-weekly, so that we don't get to that point of like burnout. But like, it hasn't really become a problem yet, because A, we can talk about literally anything, and B, we can re-talk about literally anything. We can talk about the same topic
shit over and over and over and over. Do you know how many times we've talked about Wicked for Good outside of the hour and a half episode we released 2 weeks ago?
And how much more? I was literally thinking about it. I was like, and I could do another episode.
Yes. No, I was rewatching it back and I'm like, shit. Like, I was literally texting you. I was texting you as I was editing, and I was like, wait, and I did not give you your flowers because you made such a valid point and I didn't say it in the episode because I was too focused on what I wanted to say. And then we were rehashing what we were talking about in the episode as I was editing said episode. And then we've texted each other all the time. Like, I just need to, like, make it so clear to you guys, like, I am Gelfie as fuck. I'm Gelfie pilled, and I'm sorry if last episode made it seem like I wasn't
strong enough.
I was just, like, digmatized by As Long As You're Mine, Jonathan Bailey.
And valid.
And because I can't stop listening to that song still.
Yeah.
When he comes in, he's like, maybe I'm brainless. No. And, like, every time I'm like, and fuck, I want that gay man.
Yeah. No, I can't
but that's
remember
why
what
works,
specific part of that song has been, like, a stem for me lately, but I like continue. I don't remember, but I keep doing it over and
he's,
over
like, looking
again.
up at her too, like with his puppy eyes.
No, the amount. Okay, the like someone ding 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 clock it. How many times that he is on his knees looking up? That was purposeful. Once, maybe I'll give it to you. Twice, you do it on purpose. 3 times, you're hypnotizing the audience.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing?
And if you don't believe me, you need to go do your research and go watch Bridgerton season 2, because that man had fucking shit on his resume to get him this Wicked job. Like, he's not proving to us all of a sudden that he is good at this. He knew. He'd been new, and the world knew. And that's why they were like, and you're perfect because these are your credentials and we see them.
And that's why anyone saying that they didn't buy the scene, or they personally didn't feel like it was everything it could have been, and they're blaming that on Jonathan being a gay man, are wrong.
Yeah.
Because have you seen
Well, because
Bridgerton
I don't
season 2?
know if he was openly super out when Bridgerton came out. At least I had no idea he was a gay man. I had to, like, I think maybe he was out, but I don't know if
dating someone at the time.
I guess I don't think he was so popular in the social zeitgeist that you would see him show up in Bridgerton 2 and be like, that's a gay man. You have no idea. He's a, not that you have to act to be in love with anyone per se, but I think his acting in season 2 of Bridgerton does not make me think to myself, oh, maybe he's gay. I think I looked him up afterwards because I was like, that is the hottest man I've ever seen in my whole life, and holy shit, that man knows how to yearn and eat box. And then I Google him and it's like, oh, he's gay, and I was like, oh my god, fun thing, now I know about him, because he must have been out, because I guess I wasn't like scouring the internet to figure it out. It just came up when I was looking him up.
And I think I think if anything, for a lot of people it was more of a surprise that he was gay. You're like, oh, how do you have that much
because
sexual
he's an
tension
actor.
and attraction? Yeah, no, he's a good actor. That's what it is. But
the only thing I don't buy about that scene is literally just the character of Elphaba and Glinda. Yeah. The Gelfie of it all. Yeah. Not the actors, not the scene, not like, it's literally just the narrative of Gelfie and my own Gelfie opinions. And the scene is still really fucking hot.
Yes.
You know, like, I'm like, well, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, two things can be true. I mean, like, actual endgame is a throuple.
Oh,
but,
yeah, we've discussed.
But like, if we're having to pick ships here, it's always going to be Gelfie.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I want Yuri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to make this Wicked.
I was going to
Wicked for
back.
Good part 2.
Okay, no, because I literally tweeted this week. I was like, guys, I know we've all been like having really fun being like Wicked AF, but I need us all to lock in for Jujutsu Kaisen FNAF 2 weekend, and we need to all be looking up the theories, and we need to all be ready.
How did you like your movie?
It was good. It was it's like a lot of, because anime movies are pulling in so much money, the other two I went to see this year were original stories within their canon universe.
Okay.
Or whatever the next season would be, but like it's a movie.
Sure.
But this one was like a recap movie that's like the important parts from this last season and then the first 2 episodes of the new season. Almost to be like, if you come and pay for this ticket, now you're gonna get like a sneak peek into what's about to come out. So like the new season comes out in January and the first 2 episodes are gonna be what I just saw. And so a lot of it was recap.
That's
like
interesting.
I went because I have the AMC, so I didn't pay for it per se. But my friend Bradley was like, after I saw it, he was like, oh, should I go? And I'm like, listen, the new season is so good. The animation is so much more advanced, and the storyline, and like I'm so excited, and it's so much gayer. The scene between Yuji and Megami, they are gay, like I ship them, and it's implied in a way because they're a foil of Gojo and Geto, and they're heavily implied gay. But like it's not written as like a super homoerotically charged scene because you're reading it. Like I think so, but I think it's more up to interpretation. Those voice actors, they said we are interpreting it, and it's gay.
Right.
I was literally screaming, and I was texting Bradley, but he was like, "Should I go?" And I was like, no, it's not really worth paying $20 when you're gonna watch those 2 episodes in a month. Which he told me before I saw it, and I was like, no, go see it. And he was like, well, just tell me then. Tell me, once you see it, then tell me your opinion. Because I was like, no, but I want you to go see it so we can talk about it.
Right.
But then I saw it, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Fine, you're right.
Yeah. But
it was still really good. It's just like, because like, I just wouldn't have paid for it, I guess. And it was clearly a cash grab from the animation studio.
Sure.
But it was still cool, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, no, like, everyone needs to lock in. It's Jujutsu Kaisen Winter X. Right now, it's Five Nights at Freddy's weekend. Like, what do you guys know about Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, and if you don't know, then watch the Matt Pat Game Theory.
That's what we've been doing.
FNAF videos, because we have. But then it's also not really that worth it, because the movies don't follow the lore at all.
That's
Which
true.
the lore, I kind of understand in a way, because the lore is so complicated that it's not really for the general movie viewing audience, especially the PG-13 rating that they're going for.
Which is ridiculous, also, because it's a horror game. But
yes.
I get that, like, the people who were playing the game growing up were kind of preteen teenagers, but like not at the marketing of the game itself. The game is a straight up horror game.
Yeah.
Not saying that it needs to be super mature, but like I fear that it's on the parental / the kids open access to internet that it got so popular within that group. I don't know if it was necessarily intended for that, and I get that now that they're making a movie, they want to follow the scheme that the games did as well as their target audience, but also like your target audience is now grown up though.
I guess, but maybe that's not their full... I think that is a big chunk of it, that their target audience is the people that were original fans, but maybe their ideas, they want to get new people in, and, you know,
I guess,
the teens. They're hoping to re-spark what FNAF did originally with the movies for teens. That's not gonna get teens nowadays. Like, teens back now are different than teens back then.
I get what they're trying to do 100%. I just wish, as a FNAF fan myself, that it was more catered to the fan base that already exists, which is already huge, which we're all adults now. We can handle seeing some kids get actually straight up killed. No, because that's what it's fucking about.
Because, it's a scary game. It's a horror. And, like, it's like, and I don't even like scary games, or scary movies, I should say, but, like, I would want... And we're going to see this in hope that it is maybe scarier than the first one. Yeah. And that they did a better job of actually trying to make it scary. And, like, I'm not, I mean, I can watch gore and everything, but, like, if I were actually to see the gore, like, if they were, like, I think people would love that shit. If because it was actually gory of murdering a child, like, I don't know.
The whole horror of Five Nights at Freddy's is, like, yes, just looking at them, the animatronics are somewhat creepy. I think they're at their scariest and actually meant to be just straight up scary to look at in the nightmare form, in FNAF 4 form. But at base, the whole reason that so many people... Not the whole reason, but I think it's like it's easy to market because the animatronics themselves aren't necessarily scary just to look at. That's why people have Freddy Fazbear stuffed animals, and I'm sure some fucked up people wouldn't care if they were actually scary or not. Plenty of horror fans are fans of things that are actually scary.
Yeah.
But the horror of Five Nights at Freddy's is the fact that they're hunting you down and jump scaring you and killing you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the horror elements are what everyone loves and what makes it so compelling, because it's the food for thought of, like, what if the animatronics were autonomous and what if they were trying to kill us? Not that animatronics period point blank are scary.
Right.
So I think you are doing a disservice to your movie by not playing into the horror of it and to the danger. I guess I know I agree with the idea of what they're going for, but I wish it was more towards
I agree
us,
as well.
as selfishly as
that's what it's just a cash grab. They're trying to get like, they just want more people that are younger they want new people involved with the genre, and of course in the past with FNAF that has been teens. So why they are trying to do that more, then they gotta go for teens again, when really, like, if you just were to, I don't know, it's just never enough. They don't want to act. It's not about actual fan service. It's about making money and getting more people interested.
But also, on the reviews I've seen, it's all fans of the franchise are giving it 4 or 5 stars, and people who are just seeing the movie because it has a lot of hype around it. So maybe they saw the first one and also didn't like the first one. They're like, I bet the fans love this, but this movie sucked. 2 stars. So we'll see. We'll form our opinions. Oh my gosh. Last weekend when I was home, we were playing the game that we played at Isabel's Friendsgiving that you guys all showed me.
Oh, yes.
And I was playing it with Liv, my sister, and some of her friends.
I'm
Ryan
trying to remember the name
JT.
of it so I could say it to
It's like a
version
charades,
of
charades, but that's, we don't have to explain it in depth because the round we were doing
I know,
was
but
charades.
There's an actual name for it, and that's why it's bugging me. But
we were at the round where it was actually charades, right? And one of them was Freddy Fazbear, and no one got it at first, and I was drunk out of. I think I was subconsciously a lot of trauma was being kicked up, which is normally every time I go home, but I felt like I was dealing with it well, but I also just, like, wasn't. Normally I'm just aware of the fact that I am unwell, but this time I thought I was fine, but I was also, like, overeating every single day to the point where I was, like, sick to my stomach, like hurting, and, like, almost, like, in a self-torturous sort of way, like, just, I can't stop, I need to satiate, keep going, and also, when they came over, we were, like, gonna do casual drinks, I'll hang out, I was, like, blackout drunk before 11 p.m., and, like, at the time, no one was mad at me, and at the time, I wasn't thinking too much of it, but, like, I woke up the next day, and I was like, that is super unlike me. When I use alcohol in a bad negative way, that's why I have such a weird relationship to alcohol, because most of the time it's not an issue, but, like, randomly out of the blue, like, I'll just, like, really abuse the fuck out of it in an emotional way, and that's probably what that was. But regardless, I'm drunk as fuck, and I wish I could stand up and people would actually see, but they're not gonna. And I literally go and I do this. I'm like, and I was doing the motion so much better because I was drunk, but, like,
I would have done, like, the anime, it's nice to meet you.
True. The thing is, my being a fan of FNAF, I think, was really predates that.
No, that's good.
And imagine I'm standing also, and I'm, trying to do the FNAF, and I'm, like,
that's
pretending
so
to sing, and I'm, like, oh, and, like, it took Liv White, I was, like, mad at them. In my drunken state, I was like, guys, I'm sure it was also pretty shit. Like, I'm probably in my head. I remember doing a really good impression and being able to make my body move in that rigid way where there's, like, pushback after you move like that. I can't do it now. I'm too sober and aware of it. But maybe I just wasn't, and now it's just my own perception of it. But in my head, I was like, this is a perfect Freddy Fazbear, and I don't know how none of you are getting it.
Yeah.
But
we'll
I was thinking of it.
You guys know our thoughts on that come next episode if we remember.
Yeah,
I guess, do you want to share a brief review of Zootopia 2 since we talked about that last time?
Actually, Zootopia 2 surprised me in a big way. I do think at the end of the day it is a little bit of propaganda, but the whole main focus, it was, like I said, it's focusing about immigrants and the snakes being pushed out, or the reptiles being pushed out, and it actually made me cry at some points because of how real it is to the real world right now. But actually, Nick and Judy actually become fugitives from the cops early on because they're supporting the reptiles and trying to help them figure it out, and they're not just and the government is also being controlled, like it's a puppet mayor, and behind it is, like, a really rich billionaire who's actually running the government, and the police were all super corrupt because they just went with whatever the super rich guy was telling them through the mayor to do without questioning it, and were using lethal force when wasn't necessary, and hunting. But I guess my point being, they were hunting Nick and Judy down pretty much the whole time, so Nick and Judy themselves weren't cops for most of the time, even though they are cops, but that wasn't the focus.
Yeah, okay.
Their focus was being that the cops are against them and they're the ones in the right, and they're the ones finding the truth and learning that reptiles aren't actually as dangerous as the propaganda tells you, and the police are what's corrupt and they're using lethal force, and clearly the movie's painting to you that what they're doing is wrong and it's systemic, and it's not even just this is a bad guy cop. No, it's all of them. Which I thought the movie did a really great job, but of course, because it's Disney and because it's mainstream media, there's a Band-Aid at the end of it where the cops realize, oh my god, we were being tricked. We were being tricked by the rich family. Now we're all normal and not bad cops anymore, and we're not corrupt. Which is not true. I don't think the movie even sets it up that way, where they're like, it's only this one instance where they're duped. I think the movie's trying to tell you that there are systemic issues, but of course, those can't be solved just how Zootopia 1 solves racism in one fell swoop. It's the same idea. Right,
yeah.
So I was pleasantly surprised, but I do think on some levels at the end of the day it's propaganda, but just sort of by that last 5 minutes of the cops being like, oh, this guy was manipulating us. We are, as a system, aren't actually bad. Now we're good cops, and now we're all friends again, and now at the end of the movie, of course, Judy and Nick are now cops again.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting... I can tell that people who were working on the movie were trying to say something that they maybe knew could not come out or be outright said.
Right.
In the most outright way that it could be said, if that makes sense. Like, I honestly was surprised that Disney execs allowed that woke of a movie to be made, honestly. So I can really appreciate it. I think it was really good, and at the end of the day, do I think, yes, Zootopia as a whole is propaganda? Yes. But would I show my kids Zootopia 1 and 2? Yes, I would. Especially 2. So. Interesting. And also, they're very clearly in love, and the main plot is about Nick and Judy's fucking relationship. Except they don't kiss, but, like, Nick's love confession at the end, like, it's so, like, he doesn't exactly say, like, I love you in a romantic relationship sense, but it was almost, like, deeper than that, the way he confessed, that I was like, and this is almost, like, in trying to not explicitly say it, you've actually said it. You've made it crazier.
More romantic then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
That's funny. Well... Oh my gosh, I hope you couldn't hear that on the mic. That is the Zootopia 2 review. What else do we got going on in life? We're going to Disney soon.
We are going to Disney soon.
The week of when you're watching this.
Yep. I'm excited. I'm very excited. We're going to have to wait in crazy lines, but that's okay. Don't worry, guys. I run the Disney trip like the goddamn Navy. We're going to be there at rope drop. Everyone's going to be waking up at the crack of dawn, and they're going to hate me, but it's going to trust for the good cause, because we're going to get on that good ride with less than an hour wait at the beginning of the day. Trust.
For those who know me, she's going to be me, but, like, probably, like, times 3. I'm not even doing, like, super exaggerated, because I can get pretty ornery, but it's not going to be a normal me. It's going to be an extra
I literally
me.
say this, not talking about you specifically, but the way I describe myself is like, when there is a void of it, I am the type A person.
Yeah.
But if there is someone who is type A, then I will revert to the type B, but I'm not super type B leaning. I just have type B tendencies, like, and also if I know someone else is taking care of it, then I won't, which maybe is a detriment to you, though, because then in that way, I let you fill that void, even if maybe you don't want to, per se. But if I know that you're going to look up the exact place where we're going and tell me what time we should be leaving, even though in my head I'm like, I think this is where we're going and this is probably when we should be leaving. If you want to tell me this is the exact time I want you to leave my house, I'm like, and okay, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think it's more of like, I get what you're saying and I can appreciate that, but also it's like, I'm so type A that I can't even allow someone to take over, even if they said that they got it handled. Well,
that's all I think that's my subconscious thought process, is if it's like, I know, I'm just using you as an example because you are my type A friend in Minnesota. This has happened in other scenarios as well. But if I already know you're going to look up every single detail and also have a plan for where you want me to park and when you want me to leave, I am not going to do that. I am a little bit enough of a type A person where in general I know where I need to go and when. But if you're going to tell me all the details, I'm not going to go out of my way, one, to research intensively myself, and 2, I don't want to stress you out more by trying to make a plan myself that supersedes yours, because I just know that's going to frustrate you further, because now you have to take into account how I feel about you planning over me and also merge our plans together, which is just infinitely more complicated than if I had just listened to you from the start.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Is that like a thought process or how I think of things?
100%. It is, and I agree with it. I'm just saying, like, if it's reversed for me, it's like, I can't do that. I have to, like, there's a control part of me that
that's
needs
what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel
the
need to try to even if I wanted to go over you, because I think it'll just stress you out even more.
Yeah. Yep.
But when it comes to Disney, I am super, super type A, because I know where everything is. I know when everything opens. I know when we should be and when we should leave, etc., etc. And that's really the only scenario without fail where I fill that type A role regardless of who the mix of people I'm with is. In other scenarios, it's more so who I'm with. Or like when we went to Greece, typically on a family vacation with my mom and not my dad, which is all of them because my dad doesn't come on family vacations. A lot of the time I feel like I am the type A person, but the problem is you have to let my mom believe she is. If my mom's listening to this, I'm sorry. But also with this trip, it was for my sister's graduation, so I wanted her to call the shots, even if I had an opinion one way or another, because it's her trip, per se. So it's like, but it kind of got a little bit complicated in some scenarios because my sister does not like to be the center of attention or the deciding factor because that causes her anxiety. But it's like if we're just choosing where we're going to dinner, I don't want to choose one because my sister has way more dietary restrictions and things that she doesn't eat for just taste reasons than me. But two, like, I'm not trying to stamp all over her.
Yeah.
Like, I was taking hard seat back, even in scenarios where I knew that maybe she wanted me to take over and was, like, getting annoyed that I didn't have a heavy opinion. But I'm like, I don't want you to look back on this and be like,
Elizabeth planned everything. Right.
And also on a previous Disney trip when V was in a little bit of a worse position in terms of just everything around what her life was at. It's not my business to say. But, like, I didn't even think about accounting for her and her eating habits and her restrictions when I made all the dinner reservations. And also it's not a super problem for us for this trip because we're not doing any dinner reservations between the one my mom is doing for us in Magic Kingdom and paying for, and then the Star Wars bar, but that's not food, that's a drink if you want to buy a drink, and if you don't want to spend the money when we're in there, that's fine. But, like, I know that me and Isabel at least will buy a drink, so I was like, it's worth making the reservation for us all to go into the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, I was making every single dinner reservation every single day, and I was choosing based on what I thought was going to be fun. And I really, like, at the time, I was really into more the theming and the characters than, like, what the food was.
Right.
And it totally screwed up the whole trip in the sense of my sister was really stressed out the whole time because there wasn't a lot she could eat, so then she was hungry, but she also didn't want to make us go out of our way even if we were willing. It's like a weird anxiety thing with her.
Totally.
So it, like, kind of put a damper on the whole thing. But, like, even then I couldn't see outside my own type A-ness with Disney to be like... But it'll be a fun trip, I think. I'm a little bit stressed, but that's because I'm coordinating a lot of people over coming and going in different days, and they're all related to me in a way. So it's less... What I want is more of a back seat, I guess. But I think it'll work out well. And also Jeff... I'm also stressed because Jeff is like you if you were on, like, hard drugs, because he is. Just kidding, for the record. So he knows where everyone's flying from. He knows your seat. He has all of our flight numbers. He knows when we're coming, when we're leaving. He knows all of our plans. He knows every single place we're eating, all this stuff. He knows what food he's already buying. And he, like, when I was home for Thanksgiving, was, like, showing me and, like, I was like, I already know all these things, and everything else you're saying, I do not care, do not want to know. He's, like, planning out, like, how many dozens of eggs he needs to buy to cook us breakfast every single day. And
that is my dad core, that piece.
And I was like,
least,
it doesn't matter,
funny.
Jeff. Like, it does not matter. And also, and, like, he knows who's sleeping in what room of the house without even being in the house yet. And I was like, I don't think it matters besides the fact that I let them know you two are sharing, you two are sharing, you two are sharing, and this is how we're all going to switch around whenever. Yeah. No, he's assigned us rooms.
Right.
And thanks, I'm like, Jeff. And he, like, says it to me like someone's going to just disobey him. I'm like, no one is telling you no. We're all agreeing. And also, no one's in a position to disagree with you, Jeff. You paid for the whole thing. No one's going to say I'm not sleeping in this room.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's not that serious. But yeah, I think that my stress is more so compounded with Jeff's stress that he's choosing to put on me without my permission, so. But I am also excited. I love Disney World.
It's going to be fun. Hopefully it all goes smoothly and everyone has a good time, and
I think it'll also
everything's reasonable. Like,
give more payoff to when you guys go home and, like, have your Christmas and, like, your chill time after work, because you guys are going to be exhausted after those boom 3 straight days.
I know
it'll be fun. It'll be a super fun vacation, but it'll really make that, oh my gosh, like, we're resting aside of the year.
Definitely. For me especially, because I'll just be home with my family for the next week or so after that. So oh my god, it's gonna be a lot of people time though. January I'm gonna be in the house. Actually no, because then we got birthdays and stuff, and of course I'm gonna be out for that.
Girl,
so
it's gonna be birthday. It's the season.
This
my
is how
birthday,
it is.
Your birthday.
Thanksgiving's to kick off it all, and then everybody's.
Yeah, unfortunately, our friend group, at least 4 of us have a birthday like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
For about 2 months.
Yep.
3 into the 3rd month.
Yeah.
I guess there's a break between, there's a month
Year's
between Isabel's birthday and my birthday. There's a month gap.
Yeah.
But like 28th to 28th, so really not all that long.
Yeah.
Week-wise. Plus, I rented a big-ass house for everyone to go for my birthday, so my birthday's a big commitment. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I'm also excited for that.
Also, you have to fit in your schedule the fact that we're going to have to be choreographing.
Yeah, so I won't be in the house.
In January, you'll be in the house, but I'll also be in your house.
Yep.
I'll also be in your house, and I'm also going to be like, all right, run it again.
Yeah.
That was my plan, though. Unless, no, I don't think we're going to have any downtime. We're in Disney. But I was going to say I wasn't going to mention anything until it was January to be like, I don't think it's going to be a crazy amount of times we're going to go over things. I'm not thinking anything that crazy, but.
Yeah.
Because what? It's popular, it's what is this feeling, and it's Defying Gravity. That's it. And I don't think Defying Gravity has to be that heavily choreographed. I think there's just some how we want to act it.
It's like stage choreographing versus it's not
versus
like actual dancing. It's
1,
like
2,
how you
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
choreograph a stage for a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you are a singing role, just know I am expecting a performance. You don't have to choreograph per se.
Wait, can I show you something? Keep going.
Do you want to know something funny? I texted my friends from away, and I said, this is a list of what people have said, what people have signed up for, and it auto-corrected when my friend was trying to say, can I be Dr. Dillamond? And it corrected to, can I be Dr. Billabong? Funny
Why
as
was
fuck.
that the autocorrect?
It was funny as fuck. What?
I went through the
and highlighted your shit?
Highlighted all my parts, yeah.
That's beautiful.
And the songs,
I know,
too.
I'm like really I was laying it on when I looked up the script. I was like, are you all ready? But it's more so I just want people to commit. They
have the deleted scenes in there, too.
Oh,
Did you see
beautiful.
That?
No, I haven't read through it. I just looked it up. But I more so sent it to the group chat, our group chat, to be funny and also to see if people would commit one way. Because I've talked to different friends in our friend group here that say like, oh, I would do this. But I'm like, I need to know. Yeah. Because people planning to come is more so why I'm
people might think she's joking. People might not joking, but like
they might not think it's so.
They might not think it's so serious, but it's like no, legitimately, we're gonna be sitting there for like 4 hours reading through a script and singing and dancing. Like it's serious.
Like,
it's
and
not,
I'm not saying,
not
like
joking.
I said, I'm not saying you have to memorize your lines, but I'm saying you're gonna have to act when you're reading it. You can read it off your phone. That's fine. Not even that's fine. That is what is happening. Yeah. I'm going to also be reading off of my phone. Like, not a doubt in my mind. But I'm saying, like, you gotta be acting.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm gonna be acting.
It's not a run-through script read. It's like, well, I guess it is kind of a script read. But it's not like...
It's a script read where we're acting it out, per se.
You need to be emphatic.
We're the only ones who are going to be, with those songs, I want, like, physical motion acting, per se. And, like, I think when I'm reading some of my lines, I'm going to do some acting, and, like, but it's going to be spur of the moment. It's not going to be thought on the line. But that's what I'm saying. I want you guys to be acting, moving around and stuff, but just in the moment as you're reading what you think is funny / what you, I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much of people I'm not an actor,
it's your birthday though, so
true. And I did get your alphabet. I think actually I have a black skirt that you can wear for the school outfit, but I have your everyday alphabet outfit besides outside of school, because
there's gonna be a costume change.
I just think 2. Okay. For Glinda, I need to do the first dress, then I'm gonna wear in school.
Yep.
Maybe the Oz... No. What I'm going to wear in school / Ozda / every other scene. And then the pajamas.
Okay.
And for you, I guess you need pajamas as well. No, I'll just get you like a robe or something.
Yeah.
To put over what... But like, okay. Long story short, I was in Kohl's and I found a black... I just bought it for myself to wear it all the time. Okay. But I was like, as I was buying it, I was like, and guess what? I'll show it to you after this. It's a long sleeve black dress, but it has like a plush like neckline. It gives very much Christmas dress. Goth girl wearing a Christmas dress. But then I was looking at it and I was like, goth girl wearing a Christmas dress, Elphaba. Just like a long sleeve nice dress, per se.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna be Elphaba's everyday dress too, and it's gonna get its use. I mean, I'm gonna wear it too. That's why I bought it. I wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't planning on wearing it myself. But I'm thinking that, and then I'll get some sort of thing. You can like wear a cloak. I have like a black fucking cloak for fucking rent fair, and that can be your... Like, I'm not going that crazy, but I thought it was funny to mention that I did find that, and I was like, and this gonna be your dress too. And I'm ready.
I mean, I get the green face paint, body paint, whatever the hell. Oh, Lord.
I've had so many people ask me, I think you're fond of you too, where they're like, okay, so Morgan's gonna paint herself green, and I was like, probably not, because I want us to drink during and after, and I don't want Morgan to be drunk as fuck, being like, there is shit all over my face.
I know,
and
but I can always take it off.
I'm just saying it's up to you.
I know, but
it's
I just
your
feel
choice
like I have
whenever.
to commit at this point.
Listen, I would be happy to, but I also wasn't gonna force you, because I was imagining myself covering my face in paint, and then also being drunk, and one, the likeliness of me taking it off, two, the likeliness of my overstimulation and irritation, and I was thinking high on all of those things. High and then low for how much I would actually take it off, so.
Sure.
It's up to you, but I wasn't going to force you into doing it, because I myself wouldn't want to.
Right.
Am I going to do full beat and multiple outfits for Galinda and also my hair? Yes, but that is me, and I'm also, she's not green. And also it's my birthday, so.
Yes. So it all makes sense. But
all of that to say, I'm expecting, like, acting and, like, getting up and doing things, but just, like, not planned. Just what you feel in the moment.
Yeah.
When,
watch the movie ahead of time, and you just gotta copy that, really.
Right. Yes. My only hard rule when I sent the text to my friends, and that's why I was sending the script, back to my original point, wasn't necessarily to pressure you guys into being like, this is, like, super intense, but so that my friends can actually start making plans. Almost like a reminder, like, hey, this is coming up in a few months. If you actually want to come, you're gonna have to start buying your plane tickets, like, now.
Yes.
Basically. And, like, a reminder, and also, if you want to be a character, if you're gonna come, commit to a character, and I know that, like, this is a mutual commitment that you're actually coming. You know what I mean? Which is, like, I don't know. I guess it's not super important for me to know who's coming or not, but, like, I think if they actually want to come, and realistically, they need to buy the plane tickets now if they don't want it to be super unaffordable.
Right.
So.
Yes, okay.
New update?
So, yeah, what else are we got going on? There's, we talked about sapphic speed dating a while ago.
Yes.
But the person who hosted that is trying
Scam Risky on Insta.
Scam Risky, yes.
Or Risky Connections is what the...
I think her... Oh my god, do I not remember her actual name? I think it might be Haley.
I have no idea.
We should probably cut that because I don't know it, but anyways.
It's, the organization who did it is Risky Connections, the sapphic speed dating.
Risky Connections. She is trying to get together a sapphic, like, dating show in Minneapolis. So,
hey, and guess who's the two applicants?
Yes, we definitely applied.
Us! Hey, who thinks we're gonna be going on a date now? Who thinks they're gonna set us up?
A date and we have to be recorded because they said that might be possible. She's like, can you flirt on camera? I'm like, give me a shot, I guess.
I was just like, yes. I don't know if that's true. I think yes. If I'm committing to it, yes.
But all to say, if you're Minneapolis sapphic watching this and are single, or not necessarily single, but open to dating, because polycule people, welcome. But go apply, because she's just gauging interest right now. And I'm sure if she gets a lot of people interested, then it hopefully will be a thing. And yes, we need lots of options, because the more options, the less chance that we're just going to end up being paired together.
And the fact of the matter is, there wasn't anything else I should know about you section, and I, with my whole heart and soul, didn't even mention Morgan.
I did mention you, but not in the sense of don't pair me with her, but as in the sense of I have a podcast and
to promote it?
Yeah.
Or...
Well, kind of, but just to mention it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I mean, she follows me because there was a different TikTok I saw that was like, how do you meet people in Minneapolis as queer people in your 30s or whatever? And I said, and I tagged her and I said, this person does sapphic speed dating. And then I also tagged that Thursday Minneapolis singles things that we've done before too. And then she liked that and followed me back on TikTok after that.
Cute.
But anyways, just all to say, she might remember who she said she would come on the pod. So
maybe we should have her on the pod to promote.
To promote it?
Yeah.
Yes, not that we're getting necessarily do much for her, but still, that'd be fun.
We should, and I'm going to leave this in, we should clip what we just said as we talked about before we filmed, and then we should tell her, and then after we clip it and we post it, and she probably will repost it, then you should slide in her DMs and be like, so do you want to come on the pod?
Yeah. Yeah,
hey,
specifically
this is
around, like, for promotion type beat.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Make her a regular. She comes in and out whenever she has. Oh my god! She can be our first ad! She's not gonna pay us, but that's fine.
For free. But
for free, but like an ad where we pause and we're like, so, if you're in the Twin Cities, oh my god, we should do that. That's so funny and cute.
And put like a link on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just send the
QR code on the screen.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have her on, and then we should ask her, maybe while we're recording or maybe not, it doesn't matter, and be like, do you want us to run, like, ads for your events? Like we would, for free. Because we think it's fun.
That is fun. If you guys get
Guys,
annoyed,
I'm a genius.
know that we're not getting paid, so you can't even get annoyed.
Well,
at us
Isabel's
for
getting
doing
paid,
that.
the manager, and
oh
the
right, yeah,
photographer.
she's taking actually
she's
all of our money,
getting all of the Ashland money.
Yeah, all the Ashland money, all the ad revenue,
with all 140 views.
Also, can I say something? Whose recaps were we on? Whether that be YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
We had a decent amount of people text us and be like,
were texting
"You're my number one."
Yeah, we're the number one,
so...
including my sister's boyfriend. So.
Shout out.
If you all have boyfriends and this podcast is not at the top of their recap of whatever thing
then
they
what the
use,
fuck are you doing?
Like, maybe rethink that, because
and shout out your sister's girlfriend, or sorry, my sister has a girlfriend.
I'm so sorry. Okay,
no,
your sister's girlfriend.
My sister has a girlfriend, but that's not who I'm shouting out.
Okay,
I'm shouting out your sister's boyfriend.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not naming them because I don't know.
You can say Max, I think.
Oh, okay. Shout out Max. You're my favorite boyfriend thus far.
Oh!
Is that because you're the only one who I know? Well, yes. But
That's
I also am obsessed with your support, and when you comment and you're like, so now can I make a comment now? Am I allowed? What did we say? I forget what TikTok clip we posted, but he had commented something and it made me giggle.
We had said something like, men drop below or something, and he's like, are men allowed to comment now?
Yeah. And I'm obsessed with the support, and you are my fave, and you're the only person who I've met in real life as well. So
Antonio and Jacob, what do you respond? Respond.
I only know of them like characters in a sitcom.
Yeah.
They're not real. They're not real people to me.
No, because you haven't met them.
Yes.
That's fair.
And, if we ever meet in the future, I'm sorry. Preemptively.
Well, don't be. Because Brianna is also one of my only sisters that does watch a few episodes. Kim and Haley do not. So it's like...
I can't say anything. My sisters watched none.
Which is because they got mad at me because I had watched Wicked first. They're not real mad at me, but they were like, oh, you already watched Wicked? And I was like, well, if you would have watched the podcast where I had asked Mother if it was okay if I watched it beforehand, she said yes, and you could have given an opinion if you would have watched.
Yeah, and Mom comments on the pod, triumph, unspoken communication. Mom said it's fine, so you did it. Sorry that Mom is loyal. Shout out Morgan's mom as well. Thank you for being a loyal follower.
She watches it on Tuesday nights when my dad's away at poker.
And I love that. I'm obsessed. Big fan.
Yeah. But anyways, so if you're, we don't have any other sapphic single friends, but if you're just a sapphic single person we don't know in Minneapolis, apply for it.
Apply for it, and also if you're not subscribed to this, subscribe, and also just text us on, our socials are always tagged and no one ever wants to follow us personally, but if you are single and sapphic, and you want community, or you want to date us, or you just want to be our friends, or you just want to support the pod, please go to our personal socials and make that connection, because we are so open to that. We are bitchless, 1, and 2, always open to making more sapphic friends. I want all my friends to be gay.
Yeah, in the ideal world. Was it like Caleb Heron constantly texts his straight woman friends being like, so you into women yet? So has it happened yet? And he said a good percentage of them have come out since he's been doing those texts.
And all I'm saying is Dan and Phil hard launching has fully convinced me and my soul that my outlook on life is completely correct, that everything is as gay as I think it is.
Ooh, true.
Because everyone for so long was like, you are and I do think that there was a level of parasocialism that wasn't okay with Dan and Phil. Just like with a lot of other ships with real people. Probably should not pressure the real people. Yeah. That's fucked up. But all I'm saying is, for so long, everyone was like, they are just besties. You are delusional. Yeah. No, they've been dating for 16 years. They were gay and in love the whole time. Everything that I think is gay, my outlook that everyone is a little bit gay and everything is a little bit gay, was so affirmed that I am steadfast in my belief. Yeah. Everyone, I just truly don't. I was also talking to Kevin about this. Not that I think Kevin is gay, but I was talking to Kevin about the fact that I'm like, do you think that in all of the humans on planet Earth, that there is not one non-cis woman that you would be sexually or romantically attracted to? Can you confirm in your soul that all the 7 billion people, there ain't one baddie who ain't cis, she, her, that you would not smash or you would not date? I don't believe you. Yeah. I don't believe you, and that goes with everyone I know.
Yeah. I tend to agree.
It's a spectrum, babe. It's a spectrum.
It is, and I don't believe anyone is... Well, actually, I do. I don't believe anyone is completely, entirely on the straight end. I could believe people who are completely entirely on the gay end.
And I also think completely entirely on, well, no, that's invalidating for sexuality, but I think also society more so praises rigid straightness.
Yeah.
And demonizes, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. It is easy to say that you are straight and like you would never date anyone else, and it's also hard to say that you are somewhere on the gay spectrum but you don't have a specific I guess what I'm saying is society values labels above everything.
Yeah.
So either way you slice it, it's kind of hard. It's hard to I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get out. I do believe someone is definitely straight. Or not straight. I do believe if someone says they're gay, yes, that I believe that 100%, because I believe that it takes a certain... It's easy to say that as a woman you're attracted to men, as a man you're attracted to women in any capacity. Yeah. Any sort of heteronormativeness. Yeah. So if you are sure that you are rejecting heteronormativeness, then I believe you full-heartedly, because that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I mean.
Yeah.
But I also think everyone's a little bit gay.
Yeah. Yes. Wait, because kind of what you're saying is like you felt vindicated is if this Byler Stranger Things ship actually happens, I think that'll be entirely vindicated. Maybe not mine, because I've only recently gotten into it, but like just how many straight people are, like, maybe not all straight people, but just general people are just so against it, or like don't see it, or like are anti it. Like, it would just be so vindicated for them to make it happen. And it'll be disappointing if they don't, but it's like, that's also, Netflix has done this before with the queer baiting shit. Yeah. But
I also think queer baiting is such a gray area. I think in some instances it's really clear. But I think with characters, it's really hard to tell where that line is of queer baiting and not, because a person can be on a spectrum and can be multifaceted.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think, though...
With characters. I think it's specifically this...
in terms of the, like, hinting that they will.
It depends on... Because, like, I think if you're going, like, the earlier seasons, then you could say, like, it's definitely people being like, oh my god, like, it could really be them. Like, I could see it. Yeah. But as we've gotten, like, literally, I haven't finished watching, or, I haven't completely watched the season, but I've seen clips. It's very, very obvious that Will likes Mike.
And so but I don't think that's what the clear... But I don't think that's what's in question, I guess, for me personally. Yeah. I get... Because I don't watch Stranger Things, so this is my question. Yeah. I don't think I would personally... like I said, before I even say... My opinion is based on fucking nothing, so, like, whatever. Right. But I think for me, I would not consider it queer baiting unless you think that the storyline itself is lending to the fact that Mike may also be reciprocating feelings, or the storyline is leaning towards that could be an outcome, and then they're just not going to do it. That, to me, is queer baiting.
I do think that's
that you think it is. I do. That's my question. That's what I would consider queer baiting, because I think that's Will, exactly why what I've seen from Will liking Mike is not questionable, and it's true. And I think if Mike didn't have any, if Mike had no storyline that was leaning into, like, he could actually be harboring secret feelings, or how shit's going down with 11 is why I think people think, because shit's going shit dry with them, which clears air for him to be with Will. But if that wasn't happening, then I don't consider that queer baiting, because it's like, that's a totally valid storyline, having unrequited feelings.
I guess I need to finish it, because it's definitely, the unrequited feelings thing is real. I just need to watch and see how much Mike is reciprocating. But spoiler alert for Stranger Things season 5, Will gets powers he's never had before. None of them have powers besides 11, but he just gets the powers in saving Mike. And part of that is, like, part of the reason why Mike is so infatuated with 11 is her powers. Like, that's what first. So it's like, so story-wise, the parallels. I'll send you a few. I'll send you a few parallel, like, Byler ships. Then
if parallels are crazy. Then if nothing ever happens with them, then I would consider that queer baiting. Yeah. But because you're making those connections and you're making us think it could go down that way just because you want that fanfare of that ship. And I need to watch it
because someone said that they did kind of address it, because again, it's very obvious that Will has feelings for Mike, and that Will tried to flirt with him, and someone said it didn't work out. I need to see it for myself if I agree with that, or if he was just, like, confused. But, like, if I would accept if it didn't happen, well, I would be sad, but I would accept if it didn't happen,
that it wasn't queer baiting,
and it wasn't like, and it was just like Mike saying, like, I'm not into you, I'm just not. But, like, at this point, it's so left unsaid, and, like, from my opinion, I think Mike does have strong
feelings
for him.
If they're purposefully drawing parallels between his feelings for a confirmed relationship and how he's acting towards Will, then I think that is queerbaiting if they don't get together.
Those two and actual other, like, not those, like, but, like,
other couples in the show.
Will has a brother, and Mike has a sister, and those two are confirmed dating and have been. She has a whole nother love triangle she's going on. They draw parallels with, like, they have scenes where they're doing the exact same stuff. The couple and Will and Mike. Do you see, like,
wait,
it's just
so
parallels.
They both have siblings who are dating each other?
Yeah.
So, like, if
yes.
there's...
Yes. Yes.
Right. When it's brother-in-laws to lovers.
Well, yes, but they were friends first.
Right, yeah.
They were friends
but
first.
it's just kind of funny. You saying that, and I'm like, so,
okay,
like, are they gonna get together?
And then in the season that I'm watching right now, where he's possessed by a demon, and the only way they can get him out so that he's not being possessed by the demon and able to communicate is by sharing loving stories and true love. And who are the people that are doing it? His mom, his brother, Mike. Not any of the other two boys that he's friends with. There's a whole group. They're in a D&D group together. They're the clan.
Right.
But Mike is the one in there telling you, remember the first time we met? You were all alone. The best thing I ever did was go up to you that day. He didn't say the best thing he ever did was meet 11. He didn't say anything about 11. He said the best thing I've ever done is go up to you on the swings and ask you to be my friend. Come on!
See, now I'm leaning towards, that's queerbaiting. Because I think it's contingent on whether, with any type of story where people are claiming there's... Not that I think that queer people aren't valid to call out queerbaiting as they see it, but in my judgment of queerbaiting, it's whether the storyline is lending to the fact that they could, or are we just all super ship them? You know what I mean? Is the storyline leaning to the fact that each of these characters is thinking things about the other, and is there parallels to them, and romance, and things like that, and then they're just not going to do it? Like, if Supernatural, there was no payoff there, I think that would have been considered queerbaiting, because... like, they would do things, or, like, do things for just each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I think it is because it's kind of in the way that Barbie, I wouldn't consider queerbaiting. Mm-hmm. It's just like, they're queer and we ship them. Mm-hmm. But, like, they're not, it's not really...
Right, I do not think Diamond Castle was queerbaiting. I think that was more so just giving us a subliminal message that I couldn't say outright. Yeah. Goddamn the fucking... And, like, I don't think Wicked is queerbaiting. I think Wicked is giving a subliminal message, in a way. How the actors do it, as opposed to
I don't think it, because I feel like, in my mind, it is canon.
Yeah.
In my mind, no one can convince me otherwise. That closet scene was them breaking up. I don't give a fuck if it wasn't in the story. I don't give a fuck. They said I love you. They slammed the door and they cried so
hard. Pushed her Glinda back in the closet as soon as she was willing to come and say, tell everyone that
them breaking up. I don't give a fuck evil. If it was actually established. I don't.
Because it's such it's a clear, I just think that Wicked, I do think Wicked on paper, there's an argument to be made, but I think Wicked, the movie, with these actors and their interpretations, I said this all last episode, and John M. Chu, how he's setting up these scenes, it's telling you that they are. Yeah. It's telling you that this is an allegory for queerness, her powers, and things like that, and how it plays out for her, and how Glinda plays into it, and her acceptance and unacceptance, and being pushed in the closet at the end, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Let me...
And all I'm saying is I wish Fiora was a masked lesbian, because as long as you're mine, when I listen to it, not that I didn't think Jonathan Bailey is hot, as we've already rehashed this episode, but while I'm re-listening to it, I'm imagining it's me and then a masked lesbian. Yeah. And and we're singing it in the woods, and then we're having sex. Like, that's what I'm imagining in my mind. And then I'm, like, on the treadmill, and I'm like, okay, wait, fantasy, let's restart it. I want to replay it in my mind again.
Nothing gets you going more than, like, sex fantasy scenes on the treadmill. Yeah. But, let me finish Stranger Things to like, confirm. Actually give if I think it was queerbaiting or not. But from my point of view, especially because the season, it has gotten progressively more strong over time. It's not just, like... I mean, they have strengthened Will's gay character arc, of course. But the relationship with the two have... Because in the first season, first of all, Will's barely in it. Right. But it's more of a group collective, and even in the first season, it is said Will is best friends with Lucas, which is another one of the main boys. After that, it's Will and Mike. It's Will and Mike. It's Will and Mike. It's always Will and Mike. Mm-hmm. Always been like, okay, so we just erased that first storyline where specifically Will says, or not Will, Mike says, you're my, like, you guys are all my best friends. I don't believe in having a best friends. Everyone's my best friend, but, like, he talks to Lucas the most. They live close to each other. And that's acknowledged. And then we get on, and then it's like so many Will and Mike only scenes. And so it's like,
yeah.
That, like, why are we creating this strong bond between these two specific boys then? Specifically one that is pining for the other?
Yeah.
I have to watch the final season again because they're more adulty, and I know that the relationship is even more strengthened because of this situation that goes on with the saving of it all.
Right.
But I'm just saying, yes, I am deep in the Byler. Yes, I am. And I'm going to be disappointed.
And do you want to know something
happen.
crazy that's happening on the internet? Byler, my only knowledge of it is because the Marauders and Wolfstar fandom, they are very much parallels to Wolfstar and their dynamic and a lot of shit. Period. And so I just keep seeing posts talking about the similarities and how, like, everyone's really obsessed with Byler right now because it's so similar to their storylines. And I'm like, guys, I won't watch Stranger Things. Like, stop trying to tempt me.
Yeah, especially, I mean, that's the only thing
I
that
am
got me in.
content to hear it from
Stranger Things
you.
has been the top of the, like, you know, whenever a season comes out, it does have a impact on society in the forms of, like, memes and things like that. It has always had. Nothing has gotten me interested in it. I've seen episodes, I've seen clips, nothing except Byler.
We said, wait, they're making it gay?
Yeah.
Shit, I need to go rewatch 5 seasons.
The chance of Yowie, I'm like,
oh, there's Yowie.
Potential.
Should have said that
Not
from the
even
beginning.
Literally.
You should have said that when they were 11. Shit. Then maybe I would have been watching it this whole time. Well, that's funny.
That's just more chance for me to binge it now. So that's what's going on there. But.
Yeah, real.
Guys, maybe we should move on then. We should move on.
Okay, let's do some unsolicited advice. Oh, my mom has a picture. Oh. Okay, this is my advice.
Okay.
My boyfriend got into a car crash on my birthday with me in the car and is blaming me for it. He says I distracted him, but I was sitting quietly listening to him speak. Is this something worth breaking up over, or do I just assume he's really stressed out over the car crash? I think that 2 things can be true at once. I think, yes, you should break up with him. But the thing is, I also know who submitted this, and I know the whole story. So I'm trying to, let me take that out of it and just take it at this face value. But I still think 2 things can be true at once. I think that 100% he's stressed out about the car crash, and he's probably stressed out because he probably had some weight on how he wanted your birthday to go. He wanted you to enjoy it, things like that. But I also think it can be true that he is directly now taking it out on you and making it your fault, his own disappointment and stress from the situation. And I don't think that's okay. And I think that's an indicative of having a bad partner, of him being a bad partner.
I think, as I say for many things on this podcast, when we get questions or advice stuff about this, is like, in and of itself, is it a breakup worthy offense? Probably not. But if there's other stuff in your life where you are being blamed for things that are not your problem, or any other type of red flags in addition to this, it's like, well, yeah, like, this, if you need confirmation that this is a red flag, it is. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not okay to be blaming your partner for a car accident when you're the one driving. Like, if you fucking die, was it gonna be your fault? Right.
No, because if we're replaying that Colleen Hoover commercial, the girl was driving and she crashed and the guy died and she still went to fucking jail. So he would have, your boyfriend in this scenario, he would be going to jail. And it would be his fault by the law.
Right. And so, like, it's just, that's not okay. But, like, could you move past that? Sure. And we maybe have a conversation about it. And, like, hey, like, I don't like that you, like, I don't like this. This doesn't make me feel
And maybe
okay.
he wasn't aware of it when it was happening.
Yeah,
and that's a conversation.
He could have truly just been
But it's just like, is he the type of man
yeah.
to be able to understand that? Or is he the type of man to hold
That's
that against
definitely.
you?
I mean, like, a lot of these situations, too, it's like, in and of themselves, are they that big of red flags? No. But then if you try to correct that and, like, share your feelings and they're not perceptive, or they're even more defensive or anything like that, then it's like, yeah, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse.
And also, why are you asking us? Because we're going to tell you to break up with him.
Yeah, unfortunately, like...
No, like, keep asking us advice.
Yeah,
but if you are questioning whether or not you should break up with your boyfriend, we're going to tell you to do it.
Yeah.
Like, 100% of the time.
Yeah. Yep. Not much more to say on that.
No.
Okay. A question we have is, my friend asked me to be her bridesmaid, but we are not very close. And to be honest, I don't feel like we're good enough friends for me to do the bridesmaid expectations. time commitments, buying a dress, throwing a bachelorette party. How do I navigate this? I don't want to hurt her feelings or leave her hanging, but I don't know how to say no without doing that. This is tough for sure. I mean, not always like the most. I'm going to preface this by saying it might not be the greatest advice, but you can always lie. You can always say you're struggling financially for some specific reason and you can't make time commitments, or you can't do
something else is going on in your life, family.
You can always do something like that.
I think that I think that you have a right to not think that you shouldn't have to do these things for someone you aren't that close to. Mm-hmm. But I also think if you say no, yes, it's going to probably damage the closeness of your friendship, but I think if they're truly your friend, it shouldn't be a relationship ending thing. And no. I think if you say yes, it's going to bring your relationship to a closer point, and maybe that's not what you want. I'm not saying that's the better option, but also you are going to kind of, you in saying yes are going to allow yourself to have to pay this and stuff like that. And it's a like you said, it's a commitment that maybe the friendship at present does not feel like precedented, but it will bring you closer. I think either choice you make, it's going to strengthen or damage the relationship. But I think if they're your true friends, it's not going to damage it beyond like we're never going to speak again. Yeah. And I also think there's a way to do it where it's not personal, like you said. Like I'm struggling financially right now. Some loved one I know is, it's a time commitment, and my grandpa's sick, or I don't know, I've lied about people dying all the time. Shit like that. I think lying is pretty valid in a way of like,
you're drawing... to spare someone's feelings, because and it's not really about them, it's about this is something that takes a lot of time and commitment and money on my part that I just don't feel necessary to do. Of course it might hurt someone's feelings, but like I don't think there's something wrong with lying to spare someone's feelings.
Yes, because I guess my opinion on it is like, I think it might damage the relationship beyond repair if you were to tell her to her face that I do not think we are close enough to be your bridesmaid, so I'm going to say no.
When she obviously feels like you are, to ask you.
I think that's a valid way to feel, but it's like you said, like, you don't have to be so brutal in your turning down. I think there's a softer way, even if you kind of have to fib or whatever, to say no while still holding true to how you actually feel, I guess. Yeah. It's like a nuance. You don't have to be so brutal. Not that opinion is brutal, but, like, from this girl's perspective, it would be perceived as.
Yeah. And I guess hopefully, because I feel like a lot of people feel guilted into participating in those things when asked. Part of it is, like, the fear of having to say no, but also just feeling guilty that you were asked to do something and not. It's like, well, first of all, do you think she would do it for you? And maybe she would, but just to throw that out there, do you think she would do it for you? And B, like, let's say it's not centered around marriage, because maybe you're not in a relationship or any other situation, or not close to getting married or whatever. So if this was like today and this was something like your birthday, do you think she would be willing to spend money to throw you a big party? Would she spend money on, flying out to see you if you're far away or whatever that may be, or traveling to spend you? Would she give up the time to make a big multiple day deal out of your birthday and things like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get it out of the lens of marriage, because first of all, you might not be in a position to be
I don't think it should be normalized as that should be the most your friends ever show out for you.
Exactly.
There can be other scenarios, and
because
you
for some
should weigh
people
that.
It might not ever happen. So it's like unfair to be like, well, yeah, she might do it for me, but you might not ever get married. So it's like, that's not valid to compare it to, whereas a birthday, for example, is something that you could have every year. So it's like, do you think right now that this person would give as much up for you as you are willing to give up to them if you say yes to these things? And maybe the answer is yes, and maybe that makes you rethink the situation, and you're like, oh, maybe it is something I could do for her. Or if it's not, which is okay. If it's not, then it's like, okay, well, that doesn't matter. It's just to give you a frame of context so that you maybe feel less guilty or whatever. But, like, it's still okay for you to say, no, you don't owe we all make friends in our lives. You don't owe anyone specifically anything other than, you've grown apart. It's natural. You don't owe someone that you used to be friends with 7 years ago the same thing you would apply to a close friend now, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we got this. We've probably answered this a little bit after a lot of this has gone about for you. So hopefully some of this is still useful and you're not tied into a lot of plans right now for that. But hope you navigate that situation in a way that makes you feel confident, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not so bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our must recommends.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk about this at depth in a different episode, but everyone go watch Heated Rivalry on HBO Max. It's a really horny gay hockey romance show. It's based on books, but when I say it got picked up by HBO for a reason, they be fucking raw, they be fucking often, and it's just cool to see such a well done gay show, I guess. And the third episode today,
See absolutely. How she got up when you were talking about
no, because she hates gay
sex?
people. She hates
right.
gay people.
And now she's about to jump down on
and
her
shit
face.
on the floor.
Yeah, oh, she literally probably is going about to shit on the floor.
She just fell into the goddamn stack of books. Like, can you be fucking serious for 2 seconds?
Anyways, back to the gay shit.
Yeah, no, that's my recommendation, and I think let's next episode get into that at depth.
Okay.
What I have opinions on.
All right, that sounds good with me. Fuck. I need to start thinking about this before I'm in here, because sometimes it's hard, guys.
Isabel locked us in. The manager locked us in, so now Ginger can't even get out.
She can't even escape from the gayness. Fuck, I don't know. I guess Stranger Things, fuck it. Watch Stranger Things if you want to be invested in a gay ship, and tell me if you agree. If you agree in the gay ship. I'm not really watching too much else right now. Y'all know.
Ginger, stop.
Y'all know I be on YouTube like crazy, and that's not ended. I haven't even been reading much lately.
I've been reading a lot. I debated between the book I just finished in literally 24 hours. Something of Rival Wizards. The entanglement of Rival Wizards. Also gay. Also horny. Also really good romance, but it was a book. But I also want to talk about that maybe at depth a different time, but Heated Rivalry wins out. But I've been reading a lot because I've been getting addicted to gay porn books, basically.
That's
with
fair.
Romance, but like, you know.
Well, it's because I think the series I was reading, there was like, there's a baby, it's not even like, because again, the main character, Kim, she don't want children, but there's just like a baby plot line, because the baby just shows up at the police station, and I'm like,
and why is the baby there?
I don't give a fuck. I don't care about no baby. And if they give a storyline where Kim is like, oh, kids are cute, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no baby. I don't give a fuck. Anyways. So I think that might have been, like, and then I've also just been so fucking busy and not having time to read. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'll say what I've been playing. I've been playing on my phone. I've been playing a game called Meow Tower. It's an anagram game, and it takes up, I play it probably like 3 times a day, 30 minutes at a time. So that takes up a good chunk of my day. So that's what's been taking up my time. All right, guys, we're gonna
wrap it up.
Take some Christmas pics
and panning and making me anxious now that she's going to do something crazy.
Yeah, Christmas pics and FNAF 2. So
yeah. So follow us.
See you after Christmas
on the socials. We Know Better Pod, but with 2 Ds on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Maury Cooper 2020 on TikTok and Instagram. I'm elizabethrosepenabrown on Instagram and edgyliz on TikTok. All right, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.